everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. Hope you're all doing okay. Welcome back to any returning subscribers and welcome to any new subscribers. Today I thought I'd come on because I saw a very good YouTube demonstration by Joie de Fie, and she was making collage strips from basic supplies. She was doing them in the vintage aesthetic. I decided I'm going to make some myself, and I'm going to do them in the sort of floral botanical aesthetic. So I've printed out, this is from Pinterest. She has all the process on Pinterest, but she also now has the process on the beginning of her video, so I'll link her video below. But basically what we're doing, and I've just made a start, so it's not going to make the video too long, and I may speed up certain areas of the video. So basically the first process is that you create a base for your collage, and you're just making almost like a masterboard. Now you can make this out of anything. I've made mine quite thick. I've layered up all different pages from books, different books, and I've made mine quite long and tall. You can make it whatever you want, because the strips themselves, when we cut them out, are going to be 5 centimeters wide and as tall as you like. Okay, so all I've done is just glued them down. I just glue around the edges of them all. Don't glue the whole page, just glue around the edges, and you just put them in a random pattern to give it some strength. So this is quite strong. Okay, now with the strips, when they're finished, what you can do is you can use them in your journals as ephemera. So you can make them into, cut them down. So they're a bit like making long strips, you know, out of material and things like that. So the first process was to make this board, so I've made it, and I started the second process. I thought I will follow Joey's process because I want to see how it turns out. Hers turned out really lovely. So I'm going to go on to, I'm on process number 2, which is paint fresh green stalks and leaves onto the collage base using paints, pencils, crayons, whatever you have, just play. So I thought, why not? I've got my watercolour little box here that I use when I go out. I haven't gone out and painted anything for years, to be honest. But so I've put on some green stalks, and I'm just putting a few random leaves on, as you can see from this one here. So I'm going to try and keep this in view. So I've just mixed up green to make some leaves, and all I'm doing is just going round and putting some on. It's a, you know, it's not true to life. It's, you know, it's artistic and creative, and it's what you want. So it's entirely up to you what colours you use. I'm using greens because that's what I want to do. So so let's put another couple kind of here and here, like so. Okay, and so I'm going to move my palette across, and because this is really long, I'm just moving it, so you can see I'm moving it along. So hopefully that's visible. So just going to continue with this, and I shall now speed up the video, okay, while doing this process. So hold on. as you can see, I have just done, you know, some sort of very vague vines, really, of leaves and stems. So that's the next process. So we'll get that, our processes back again. And then third process is adding elements using whatever palette of colours that you want to use. So Joie used a fresh palette of green, gold and brown. She used a mixture of washi tape, music paper, Amazon packaging paper, botanical stamps, vintage labels, acrylic postage stamps and fabric pieces. So basically whatever you have in your stash that you use for collaging and that type of thing, then, you know, use those. So okay, I'm just going to put you on hold while I move my palette. Hi everyone, I'm back. I started cutting this up, so I now got the top half here, but the last section of the film did not film. The camera stopped and I hadn't realised. And what I was doing after I left you, I took the palette away after you watercoloured this, and I thought, well, I'll cut it up off camera and then show you the pieces. So I had made quite a big one, as I said, so this was double the height. So what I'd done after that, before cutting it up, is I'd followed Joie de Fie's tutorial, and I had sprayed it with some mica spray. So I have sprayed it with Cosmic Shimmers Decadent Bamboo, which is a sort of greeny colour, the Ranger Tim Holtz mica spray, which is tarnished brass, and also the same range of mica spray, antique bronze. So I had sprayed this just in areas. I don't know if you can see that, it's quite shiny in different areas. So that's what I've done. So I'm really sorry about that. So we'll carry on now, and I've since cut the bottom half up. So because obviously I had to let this dry once I'd sprayed it, and I'd sprayed it on camera, gone away, said I'll dry it, come back. In the meantime, I was going to cut it up so it didn't, you know, bore you on the film, and the film hadn't been filming. Don't know why the camera stopped, but it just decided it was going to stop. So I'm really sorry about that. So let's get on. I'll show you the cut up pieces, because I've only cut up half of this. Hi everyone, I'm back. So what I've done, I dried them and then I have cut mine up. So I'm going to take 6 out of the ones that I've made. Those 6, I think. So they've come out quite well, I think, with all the elements on, and they're quite, oh, just let me put this big light on. Sorry about that, forgot to put that on. Yeah, so they've come out okay. There's a lot of shine from the sprays, the mica sprays, and then there's the watercolour in the background. And I made 16 out of just the top half. The other half is still waiting to be cut up. One thing I have realised is, and I just put those over there, one thing I've realised is that when you make your collage, master collage board, make sure you stick everything down completely, each sheet, each page, whatever you're using, because when you cut them up, you then have to go around. I had to go and glue some of these edges. I've also trimmed off some of the tops and the bottoms. Probably may have to glue again a few areas at the end, but these are our 6. So step 3 was add elements using the palette, obviously colour palette you've chosen. So Joie de Fie used washi tape, music paper, Amazon packaging paper, which she'd put some gold on, I believe. And I've got a bit of packaging. I like the texture of this, and I've put some copper kettle on and some gold, so I think that's very nice to use as a collage background. So I've just gathered together bits and pieces, so let's get started. And then you want something for a focal point, so I've got here some pieces I've already fussy cut, bits I haven't fussy cut, just to see, these are all out of my stash, what we can put down. So let's start. Let's just do 3 at a time, see how we get on. I don't want to make this a long video. I've got some birds and butterflies, got some stickers, and I've got some tickets and labels. So I think let's start. And I've got washi tape, so I've got some advertisement washi tape, plain brown washi tape, some green with the leaves like kind of in a vine, bit like that, watercolour that I put on. I've got the flat floral stamps, I've got some green map, and I've got some grid, so I've got plenty to choose from. Okay, so let's get started and put some collaging down. So I'm going to bring over my collage bits, I think. A minute. Got a piece of book page there to use to stick with. I've got a couple of doilies, bits out of my stash. This is a white one. We could go over this with some green, I guess. Some green distress ink. Let's have a look. Have I got it handy? If I have, we will do it. And I've got my green Rustic Wilderness. So all I'm going to do is take my book page, and I'm just going to quickly take just a normal cotton wool pad, and I'm going to just rub some of this green on it, you see. So it's very simple. You don't need to coffee and tea dye everything if you don't want to. Sometimes, you know, unless you're doing a big batch, you don't always want it those colours either. It's nice to have a change. So I'm just distressing this in my own way. I don't mind some of the white showing, so that's okay. And it's already been stamped a bit with some black, so that's that. Put that over there. I've got some vintage sepia here, so let's just add a little bit of that, and we'll just give it some extra dimension there. So just play around and then, you know, see what you come up with, really. I do like playing around with mixed mediums, I must admit. Okay, so we leave that over there. Right, so let's get our pieces back. Now, once you've done these, you can use them in your journal. You can cut them like you can your other strips that you make, or you can leave them as is and make them into little book, what are they called? I can't remember the word. Dear me. A book. That needs a bit of glue on it. Let's do that now. Oh, do you know, I cannot remember. My head is tired. Bookmark. Goodness me, what is up with me today? How silly is that? I couldn't even remember bookmark. Definitely getting old, I think. Right, bookmark. You can make them into a bookmark. can make them into tags, you could cut them down. So when you're putting your things on collage, but have a bit of an idea of maybe where you may want to divide it up. So I think we'll use some of this. Okay, it doesn't matter if it goes over the sides either. Let's just use that on one. Then we've got this one, so we can have a piece of that on one of the others. So maybe we'll have a piece of that up here, say, and a piece maybe down here, I think. Okay, and then perhaps we'll tear this one in half and tear that off and have a piece here. I kind of like things matching. They're going to be overlaid with all sorts anyway. Okay, and then I've got one of these die cut doilies, so we'll put some of that. So I'm going for sort of a botanical kind of nature theme with mine. So I'm going for sort of greens and things like that. So don't have to be like me. So I'm just going to put those down. I'm not even going to think about it. We're going to put those down now. Joie de Fie, I don't know if you say Joy or Joey. I do apologise if I'm saying your name wrong. Joie de Fie. Now I can't say it at all. I apologise. Gosh, that was very, very sticky. Okay, let's just give it a gentle. I think I'm pressing too hard because this Scotch glue stick is very sticky indeed, which is why I like it so much. So I think we'll go for it like this, I think. Okay. Okay, right. Either that or this glue stick is melting a bit. We have had the heating on for a while, but it's not on at the moment. So I'm just going to be very gentle with it. I think I got a bit overexcited with the previous one. Okay, and we'll have to put a bit more on this because it's thicker. Yeah, it's definitely got stickier today as the day's gone on. I'm going to put that there. And let's put that one up there. Oof. Right. Need some more book page in a minute. Okay, so I've got a bit of scrapbook page here, which is out of the Heritage stack, and it is music paper. I won't ink round any of these today. We'll do it without inking for a change. So just going to put bits on here and there. Let's find a different bit of music page. We don't want them all the same, do we? So let's just take that bit off there. Someone's underlined those words. It fascinates me when I buy this old vintage paper, music paper, and people have, you know, written in it, made notes, and you think, gosh, you know, you wonder who it was. on what it was, you know, what they were doing. Were they in a concert, or were they going to be playing solo somewhere? Was it for an exam? You know, what was it for? Okay, as I'm using bits, I'm putting them to one side so that we don't get in a pickle. So I've got a ticket kind of here, some sort of tax ticket. So I have a piece of that. I always tear it down the wrong way, which is such a shame. I should have to then tear a bit more off. Okay. Something different. Oh, my chair is very squeaky tonight. Sorry about that. I do apologise. Got some tea-dyed graph paper. What else have we got? Let's just put them down and then we can stick them. Got some, I think this is the end of edge of a book, old book. So let's just put some on each and see what we think. Some of this lovely straw paper that Julie sells at Camellia Craft Designs on Etsy. Very nice for collaging, it is. I don't want to cover up the whole thing, so you can stencil on these if you didn't want to watercolour, you know, like I did. You can stencil on them. You can do your own drawing on them. You can stamp. Oh dear, it's very squeaky. I have no idea why it suddenly decided to start squeaking. Goodness me, I know I've put some weight on, but oh, I didn't think it was that much. Put some of that there. And yes, I kept that because I loved the colour of it, so I'm just going to put some there. Oh, let's do the other side. I like that dark side better. So let's put that on here. Let's take that bit off. And that can go there. It doesn't matter if it goes up over the edge, as I say. It's all part of the fun. Hope you're all doing okay. It's Saturday today, so I haven't done a lot today, really. I don't think. Let's leave that piece there. Just the usual chores before we can do anything we actually like doing, like this. Okay, right, let's have a look. got some labels. Just cut those corners off. These are Tracy Fox labels, so we'll put that one there. What else have we got? I've got one here with the corners already cut off, so we'll put that one down there. These are nice green ones. Like so. Let's go for a different colour one. Here's a nice brown one. It's got numbers on, this one has. And I've got some strip ones which have got words on. I think that's German, so let's put that over there like so. Actually, let's tear that one in half and we'll have half of that there and half down here like so, I think. And this one, or we can have half of that on this one. Oh, it's very sticky, this. And another half maybe here. Okay, right. Now, what do we want? Okay, I've got a number one here with brown writing. So I think that one could go there. So I'm conscious that if I was to cut them in half, what would be at the top and what would be at the bottom. So let's put some washi on. Let's put some of this nice green on. Okay. So I'm just tearing it. Just tear that end off because that is not as sticky. Might put this on, a piece of this on here as well. What else have we got? This lovely green. Put that there. That can go down there. And I should put that along the top there. Okay. some sticker leaves here. I could put those on one of them. Let's see. I should be able to see through them anyway. Put that one on there. What else have we got? Got some birds. We've got some butterflies. So we have, I don't think blue butterfly. I've got a nice bee. That's nice. And I've got some material and fibre bits here. So we could put the bee down on something. That would be nice, wouldn't it? On a piece of something. So I've got all sorts of fibre here. This is nice. Now, I don't know where my material scissors are at the moment. So perhaps we could put the bee on that. Like so. Just going to put a bit of this on. I never like them straight on, these bits of material. Poor Paddy dog hasn't been well. He had a seizure yesterday. He's on medication for them, which is now doubled up. But sadly, he actually had another one yesterday. I was working, and I was working here, and just looking to see if I can find my scissors. There they are. And sadly, I looked around because I could hear him, and he's got a little bed on the landing that he'll go and lay on when I'm in here. And I could hear him. I could hear this scuffling about, and he was trying to get in here, and he was kind of, you know, midway through it. Bless him. So, yes, it wasn't very nice, poor little boy. He's all right again now, but it took him quite a while to get out of it, to be honest. I was going to put that fibre on, but it's a bit bulky, I think. I've got a bit of nice bright green eyelash trim. This is also from Julie at Camellia Craft Designs Etsy shop. She sells all of this. It's really lovely. I do like using it. So you can put that there, just a little dot. And what else should we put on that? Let's see. Something fairly small. So we've got this brown butterfly. He's quite nice. Could put a bit more eyelash trim. I've got some sort of coffee coloured here. I can put that all behind him with that bit of lace. Oh, it's all sticky. A bit of, goodness me. So clumsy. I think I need to cut that in half. I think that's too big. So clumsy today. Do you have days like that when you're super clumsy? Or is it just me? Okay, let's put this here. Stick that all down on there. use that to pat it down, otherwise it will stick to my fingers. And I wanted to put that down, didn't I, that bit of lace. So I think that's the wrong side, so I'm just going to gently brush a bit of this on, and it can go on top now, like so. And the butterfly can go on top of that. I give a press down for a few seconds, like so. Okay, right. What can we put on the other one? What about a nice bird? I mean, I've got a nice bird sticker, but we already put a sticker on that one, so we won't put another one on. Got this lovely bird here. Could go kind of there. So we could find something nice to put behind him. I've got some fibre here, you know, this it's off a roll. It's not very wide, but I could put those two bits together and have him there. Like so. That's quite nice. So let's just put some glue down. This does dry up clear. It's hard to put things down without inking around them, I find, when you're used to it, but I just thought today, no, let's not do that. So, okay, I think that's probably enough for these, because then we want our focal point. So, we've got to pick, I think we'll pick a flower. So, let's get rid of all these bits of fibre sticking to me. I take it all downstairs with me. So I've got this this one, which is out of an Edith Holden book, but it's actually kind of a duo, so I can cut round there like so, and then we can have that up here. Maybe have one on there. And see, what else have we got? We've got this lovely one here. The Edith Holden book that I've cut these out of is very pale, and I've got some Edith Holden book pages that actually are much more coffee coloured, you know, and they really do accentuate the flowers. Really lovely. So when I buy my next Edith Holden book, I am definitely only going to, the Country Diary I'm talking about, I am only going to be buying it if it is let's see if we tear around this one. If it is dark, I think it depends on the copy, when it was made, what sort of copy is it, you know, is it a good kind of photocopy of it, or is it, because that's what most of them are, you know, or they might reprint it and it turns out very much like the original. So I'm going to be looking out for that. So I don't know. So this is going to be the focal point. Now what Joie de Fie did, oh, I don't like to say your name because I don't know if I'm getting it right or wrong. She made hers a focal point by elevating it on some foam. I don't actually have any of that, so I won't be doing that on mine, I think. So what I'm conscious of is if I wanted to cut this in half, I could kind of cut it here and here, and I'd still have something up here. And then when you do use them, you can actually what was I going to say? You can actually add more, can't you? I have a feeling I'm going to have to distress around these plants if I want them to be the focal points, because I'm just going to be lazy and use my bit of cotton wool. But as you know, you can distress even with a makeup sponge, so it's no big deal. So that looks much better now. Okay, I better speed up, hadn't I? This is the trouble with collage, and I am quite slow in my choices. And what I'll do is put something, I think, behind this to give it a bit of a background kind of thing. And of course you can then distress around the whole thing at the end, you know, and you could go sort of around there like that, distress these a bit just by doing that, really. Okay. Okay, so that's made them stand out a bit more. Right, so we're going to go with those. Right, what should we put behind them? Now we've got some of this. Or we have some of this tissue paper. Let's have a look. Quite like that. I think we'll go with the tissue paper. Or we've got some of this here. Let's see, tear off a piece of this and see what it looks like. I'm going to blame my husband for this chair squeaking, because I think it's only started squeaking since he's been up here doing his radio show. So I'm going to blame him. Okay, let's see what we like best. I'm not very good at tearing tiny bits down the side. I don't want to tear too much because this is quite narrow. I like that because you can still see through it and you haven't lost all your nice decor. Oh gosh, it's very fiddly to manipulate. So you can, that one looks quite nice. That's quite nice. Let's just see what a piece of this looks like. It's sort of a pale green kind of tissue paper. Oh, that's quite nice. So they're all different, so let's put those down. Okay, I think where's my book page? Yes. Okay, right, so that's one there. I might only do 3 just to give you an idea, and I may do the others off camera and show them at on the video at the end. I don't want you to be bored to death and then think, gosh, it's a very long video again. Plus I am a bit tired, I have to admit. I should have left it, but her husband's been on here nearly all, well, most of the morning till early afternoon doing his radio show, and he's got to do it again tomorrow because he's got to do 2 weeks worth in a row because he's going off to Ireland at the end of next Thursday and not coming back until the following Monday to see his mum and dad. So I'm using this little bit tiny bit. I don't think there's a shiny side. I think some of the decorator sort of type paper for collaging has a bit of a shiny side that I'm not too keen on, so I'm keeping it kind of in the bottom half. I suppose you're thinking, oh, she's covered up everything she's done, but that's what collaging is really, isn't it? But you know, there's a hint of the watercolour there in the background, and that's what it's all about, I think. So I hope you like these. This is a very new way of doing things for me, which is what attracted me to Joie de Fie. Oh gosh, she's going to probably send me a message and tell me off for getting her name wrong. So now we could put a little word or a sentiment on the bottom. So I've got, let's see, I've got cultivate. What else did I get out? Did I not? Cultivate. Let me just get my box of labels. So I'm not gonna, don't panic, I'm not going to be going all through these. So I've got cultivate, I've got inspire, and what else have I got? Be brave. I don't really want to put that on these. I mean, I don't think that's relevant. Kindness, stay calm. Yes, Susan, stay calm. And keep calm and carry on. Just seeing if there's anything else I like better than kindness. I do like kindness. I am a kind person. It's, you know, when you're putting them on these things, it's nice to pick something that kind of is slightly relevant. I think I overthink everything. That's the trouble, as you've probably realised by now. And you're probably thinking, God, just put something down. All right, I shall. I'm going to put it down. Just one more to look at. Thankful or kindness. Oh, okay, kindness it is. So kindness, and right, just going to cut round these. I don't like them all completely boxy. Like that one. And that one. Yes, it's going to be just me and Paddy Dog for a bit. Next Thursday onwards. Peace and quiet and tidy house. That's what I'm looking forward to. Peace and quiet, tidiness. What about if we put one on a piece of this? Give it a bit of a fray. My hands are absolutely appalling. It's quite nice, isn't it? What do you think? Do you think that's too green for that? I don't know. No, I don't like it. Gone off the idea. Okay, well, one can go on a piece of this because we haven't used that. So that can go there. Let's get that down. Oh, big helicopter going over. We often get, I don't know if you call them Chinooks, big army helicopter. I think there's a base near us in Oxford. I think that's where they come from. Sometimes the noise, it almost vibrates the house. It's like you wonder what's going on, you know, why suddenly the whole kind of platoon almost of several of them going over at once. So I'm using my homemade dauber, which is very good and does the job perfectly well. And I am just giving them a little bit of an edge to them, right? And oh, this is nice, this one, because it's see-through. So as I've dropped my material scissors on the floor now, we will use these scissors. So that would be nice, maybe there. There's a lot of green in that, it's quite nice. What about this one? So let's, don't know if it needs to be just a little bit. I'm just going to cut it because it does cut it, and all you have to do is that, and it frays by itself. So I'm just putting a little bit down, and this one can have kindness on it. And then when you decide if you're going to cut them in half, say for instance, I'd cut it maybe here, or could put another little word up there. When you decide where you're going to put it in your journal. Now, I had another piece of kind of sort of gauzy material, which I thought would be nice, and it's on the floor. Hallelujah. Here I've got some. This is nice. Everything keeps falling on the floor. Anyway, after I broke the arm off this chair, poor chair, it's been through the mill. My husband took the other arm off because it was not repairable, and I didn't like the arms on it. Actually, we bought it second hand, this chair, in, you know, in the first lockdown when everyone was at home, and we couldn't buy a chair for love nor money online. Everything was sold out, desks, chairs, you name it, because everyone was sort of on furlough or working from home. I wasn't, but I was still going into work, but I was able to work from home some days, so we did need a chair, and the other chair was very old, so we decided, and my husband saw this on sale on the Facebook marketplace, and it was very good value. It was a proper office chair, you see, which we hadn't really had, and because I've had 2 back operations years and years ago, I do need to sit properly in a proper chair. So yeah, so unfortunately now maybe it wasn't as good as we thought. So there you are. Okay, I've stopped waffling on. So these are my collage strips, and they've got lots of interest. Now I could get the gold, and this is called Paper Effects, and I could get some on this side of my pad. I think these are great, these, and I could just, I don't know, highlight some areas. I use 2 pads, so just highlight a little bit here and there. Or you can spray again with your mica spray. Just to give it a little bit more of an effect. That was one I used for blue. Let me use my finger. So I'm just going to rub it around my finger and pop a bit here and there. I don't want too much, you see, it comes out quite vigorously. Nice to have some on the bee. This one does dry very quickly, which in some cases is good. I shall have to wipe down my mat, otherwise it's going to go the same way the other one did, which I now use for mucky things, and I haven't used it, have I? So okay, right, that's enough. As I say, once you decide where you want to put them, you can then add more to them. So these are my strips, so I hope you like those, and I'll see you all again soon. So take care everyone, bye bye.